In today's segment of my small business and I'm going to be teaching you how to create a verified PayPal account that you can send and receive funds here in Nigeria as a Nigerian. It is no longer news that as Nigerians, for one reason or the other, we have been restricted from creating a business PayPal account that can send and receive funds. And so today I'll be showing you in a step-by-step tutorial how to create a verified PayPal account in 2024 that can send and receive funds as a Nigerian living in Nigeria. So let's dive right into the video. Hi people, welcome to my vlog channel. My name is Susan. To my new viewers, this is that fun channel where I share everything vlog, family, lifestyle, DIY, how to earn money on the side while you're waiting for that cake, small chops or baking order, and some tips on how to create visibility for your brand on these social media platforms. In today's video, like I said in my intro, I'll be walking us through a step-by-step process or procedure on how to create a verified PayPal business account that can send and receive funds as a Nigerian living in Nigeria. Prior to now, you could create a PayPal account that can send fund but not receive fund. A lot of us have such accounts before. That's a personal account, but you cannot receive fund, which is actually pointless or aimless. So I'm walking through a process on how to create a business account. Also, since Nigeria is not a country that's eligible to create business PayPal accounts, we'll be creating a business PayPal account, going through what I call trying to bypass PayPal security wall. It's safe, trust me, it's safe. Other times we could use some countries' PayPal pages like South African, Dubai and the likes, but for some reasons or the other, those accounts has faced restrictions. So I'll be walking you through a detailed video on how to do this as a Nigerian living in Nigeria and without using the paypal.com/ng page. So let's get started. There are some things you need to note before you even start preparing or signing up for a PayPal business account. One, you need to watch this video to the end, not just because it helps me to retain my view rate, no, but because if you miss any step or you skip any step, your PayPal account is going to be restricted on arrival, and that is what we're trying to avoid. You don't want a restriction on arrival. So one, watch this video to the end. Two, you do not need a VPN. I understand that a lot of us in Nigeria usually use VPN to bypass some security firewalls. You do not need a VPN for this. So if you have VPN turned on your device, you have to switch it off. Thirdly, I'm using my mobile device. If you watched my previous segment of my small business and I've usually said I use my Infinix Hot 8 for all the tasks I do on the World Wide Web. So it means you don't need a desktop or a laptop to open a PayPal account that can send and receive funds in Nigeria as a Nigerian in 2024. Another point is you need to turn off your location. Please turn off your location. If you're using a desktop, a laptop, just search for location and turn it off. I'm going to do that now on my mobile device by swiping down on my phone, and I'll locate the location tab, and I'll just click on it to turn it off. Next, you need to have a platform where you can copy and paste. We're going to be copying and pasting some vital information. You need a platform. I'm going to be using my Google Docs. You can use a notepad or something else, or you can open a channel on Telegram dedicated just for this particular sign-up process. My Google Docs is already on, and I just opened a new document. I didn't use anything there, so you want to make sure it is like this and is ready for copying and pasting. Another thing is you want to have a different browser from your preferred browser that I usually use. We want to have a different browser. For me, different browser I'm going to be using is Kiwi browser. So you can see it on your app store or on your play store, just like this Kiwi browser. The reason why I'm using Kiwi browser is because it allows me use extensions on my mobile device without having a laptop. Yes, you can use your Google Chrome, but there's a probability that you've already created a PayPal account before. And once you use your Google Chrome or your regular browser, your account will get restricted on arrival because they will detect that, yeah, you're trying to sign up again. Another way is you can go ahead to clear your data or clear your cache on your favorite or regular browser, but I would advise you to just go ahead and download a new browser. It must not be Kiwi browser. It can be Safari, it can be another type of browser, but the whole idea is make sure you have a fresh browser that you're going to use for this. Now I'm going to do a tiny little setting before I actually go into opening of this account, because I'm using my mobile device. My home browser, that is my default browser, is set to Chrome. Now I already have a PayPal account, so I don't want them to restrict these accounts I'm going to create on arrival. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that my home browser, my default browser. I'm going to change it to Kiwi browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to settings on my phone. I'm going to go over to settings here, and I'm going to locate the Kiwi browser. How I located the Kiwi browser was by, let me go back so that you can see how I located the Kiwi browser. You go to, you come down to your settings, then under your settings you're going to click on this particular one that said app and notification, and then when you click on that, it's going to bring you to a list of your app, of all the app you have on your device. And then I'm going to click on see all, and once I click on see all, it's going to bring out the complete list, and I'm going to scroll till I get to Kiwi browser. Your apps are always arranged in alphabetical order under this platform. So I'll search for the Kiwi browser or the new browser you just downloaded, and I'm going to, this is my Kiwi browser, and I'm going to click on it. Now you're going to see that where it wrote, let me scroll up a little bit, where it wrote browser app, it said no. What this means is it is not my default browser. So I'm just going to click on that now, and I'm going to change this to make the default browser to be Kiwi browser, just for the purpose of creating this account, and then we'll continue. See, I'm going to change it right there to Kiwi browser. And then this is just what I'm going to do here, and I'll go back. So now if they ask me to confirm a particular, if I'm asked to confirm a particular email during the course of creating the PayPal account, it will be easier for me, and it will redirect me to my Chrome browser, so I'm safe. Now another thing is, once you start this registration, you must complete it at the go. It doesn't take you up to 10 minutes to do this PayPal's business sign up. It doesn't take 10 minutes, so just start and finish. There is no, oh, let me start and let me pause and come back tomorrow and continue. No, they're going to ban or restrict your account on arrival. Now you do not want that. Then also get your documents ready. The document I mean here is your, like your NIN. I mean NIN. I'm not talking about the NIN slip that has the NIN slip that was given to us during registration. I'm talking about the NIN slip that has both the front and back. It has both the front and back side. Now if you don't have that particular one, you can get your digital NIN. I think there's an app for that. I'm going to go to my Play Store now, and I'm going to show you. You just download the app, and then you sign up. If you registered your NIN before, you sign up, then you can do your digital NIN and get a digital copy, or send it to you like a PDF file to show you the front and back. Just have the front and back, and it's just for 1,000 naira. Just search for NIMC mobile app. You can do this on your own. You don't need anybody's special assistant to do this. So this is the app. So with this, you can get your digital NIN, and with the digital NIN, it's acceptable on all platforms. So let me go right back to our PayPal account. So having known all this, if you miss any of the steps, please go and rewatch the video from the beginning to get any of the steps I've mentioned. So let's now dive into creating a PayPal business account that is verified that you can use as a Nigerian living in Nigeria in 2024 that can send and receive it. So there are some things we need to do first. I've told you the requirements or what needs to have in place and the settings. We've done that on my device, but some things we need to do first. Now we're going to be using a countries and a PayPal profile page to create our own PayPal account. And we're going to be using Argentina. Yes, we're going to be using Argentina. It's a safe. So what we're going to first of all do is we're going to get a phone number. We're going to get an address that we can use on this platform, PayPal platform. So I'm going to go to my favorite browser, that is my regular browser, and I'm going to do some little searches. My regular browser is Chrome. I'm going to open it, and I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to search for, you can see this is not on a desktop view, this is on a mobile view. I'm going to search for best, it's already popping up my device because I've created an account before on PayPal. So I'm going to search for best random Argentina address, and I'll click on that best random Argentina address. On that, to allow this to load. It's going to bring lots of options on you, but you're going to be picking the first option that says random address in Argentina, best random address in Argentina. I'm going to click on that and you wait for it to load. Once it has loaded, you're going to see that under this page, it's showing here country here is Argentina. It's also showing that the quantity is 6. That is, they're going to give you 6 random suggestion here that you can pick from. But I want to increase this quantity to the max 10 so that we have a lot of options to select from. So I'm going to pick 10 and then I'm going to click on generate. Click here to generate, and I'll wait for it to load, and it's going to bring me the options. I'm going to just scroll up and you will see addresses and phone number. I don't want to pick the first 2, 3, 4. Let me pick the 5th one. Oh no, let me go for this particular one. Yeah, let me go with this. And I'll click on copy. Now I'll go to my Google Docs and I'm going to just paste this number on my Google Docs. That particular document I just opened as a default. I'm just going to paste this number there. So let me do it in a way that I won't make mistake with the number. In a way that I won't make mistake with the number. Okay, I'm going to copy it like this so that to show phone number, so that is the phone number. I'll click on copy. I'll go back to my Google Docs and I'm just going to paste what I've copied right there on my Google Docs. So this is ready. This is set. The next thing I'm going to do is to copy an address. Now you'll notice that this particular place is having list of addresses you can use. I'm not going to pick an address from here. I'm going to go back to my search and I'm going to click on Argentina. I'm going to search for Argentina address generator mix. Argentina address generator mix. And I'm going to search for that, and once it loads, you're going to pick this first one that is showing generator mix. You pick the first one that is showing generator mix, this particular one. Make sure it's showing generator mix, and that is what you're picking. So you click on that and you allow it to load. Once it has loaded, just like we did for the first one, I'm going to increase the quantity so that it gives me a maximum of 10. I'll change this from 6 here. I'll change it to 10 here. So I'm just going to do that just like this. Now make sure that it's showing all Argentina, this everywhere in Argentina. And I'll click on generate, and then you watch it bring up the suggestions. Now I don't want to pick the first 2, 3, 4 addresses. Let me go with this particular one. Now I'm going to go ahead here and select everything here, and I'm going to copy this, and I'll come back to my Google Docs, and I'm going to paste that address I copied here. My Google Docs is taking a little bit of time to open, so please be patient with me. I'm going to paste that here. So now we have our phone number and we have our postal code. So we're going to do something. We're going to make sure that this particular address is a real place in Argentina. It's a real place in Argentina. So I'm just going to copy this postal code, just the postal code. I'll copy this postal code and I'll go back again the third time to my Chrome, and I'm going to leave this particular phone in case if that address that I copied not correct, so that I can come back again to pick another address. I'm going to leave this place open. I'm just going to create a new tab. I'll open a new tab on my favorite or regular browser, which is Google Chrome, and I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to search for Argentina postal code. That's what it suggested. It Argentina postal code lookup, and I'll click on that. You see, I'm doing all this on a mobile view, not on a desktop view. Then it's going to bring out all these suggestions, and I'm going to select this particular one that says Hero Paco. That is what you're going to select, and I'll click on that. And once it loads, it's going to bring us to a page just like this. See, under the country, it's showing us Argentina. And then when you swipe through, it's showing you postal code or city. So I'm going to just paste that postal code. I'll paste it here, and then I'm going to go to the search, and I'll click on search, and you allow it to load. Now you see it says no results were found. I mean, this particular address or copy does not exist. So we're going to go back to the random address generator mix, and we're going to pick up another postal code. I'm going to pick up another postal code. Let me pick this one. Or no, let me pick this particular one. So I'm going to copy everything again here. I'm just going to copy it. Make sure you always copy it. And I'll go back to my Google Docs. I'm going to replace this with the one I first of all pasted here. You know, the one we first of all pasted, we've searched for it on the Argentina postal code lookup, and it says no result found. So I'm just going to remove that one, which is this one. I'm going to remove it since it's not there, and I'm going to paste the new one. So you keep doing this till you get a good result. So now I'm going to copy this postal code, and I'll go back to, sorry, that postal code was not copied. I'll copy the postal code, and I'll go back to my favorite browser, which is Chrome, and I'm going to go to that Argentina postal code lookup. Argentina postal code lookup. And I'm going to paste this new postal code there. I'll paste this new postal code there. So once you've done that, You can now click on search. My network is a little bit lagging, so you click on search and you allow it to load up. You allow it to search for the particular address. So you see this particular one brought out the address. It says the zip or the zip code or the postal code 1889 is valid. It also says the region is Buenos Aires. This is a state, or a, should I call it a province? It's a state or a region, Buenos Aires. And it also says when you swipe through, it also says the city is Bucharest. City is Bucharest. I want to confirm this with what I already copied and pasted on my Google Docs. I want to make sure that what I'm saying here is the same thing that is reflecting on my Google Docs. So I'm just going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. My Google Chrome is misbehaving because I removed it from the home app and used another one, so it's giving me issues. So I'm back to untitled documents or my Google Docs, and you will see that even on minimization, you can see that it's showing that the town here is Gelly, it's showing Bruno Mars, and it's showing Argentina. So in other words, we are on the right track. In other words, we are on the right track. So once your information is accurate like this, you can now go ahead. Okay, the city here is showing box squares. Why mine is showing something else entirely? Mine is showing something else entirely. City is same thing as town. And the town, mine is showing Gelly. So I'm going to look for something that the city, the postal code, and the state is having the same, is correlating with what Europaco is showing. So then I'll come back to this video. I don't want to bore us with that detail. So yes, I'm back, and this is the fourth attempt of trying to get a postal code, a city, and a region that correlates with what is on my Europaco. So this is showing me postal code 1757, and then on my Europaco, it's showing me exactly what I copied. Always remember that whenever it shows you no results found, or the city or the state is not correlating, please go ahead and do a fresh search or a fresh copying of an address, coming down to your Paco, pasting the postal code. Make sure you copy the full address first, paste it on your Google Docs, then copy the postal code, come back to your Paco and confirm that it is a place that exists in Argentina. You see, this is 1757 Buenos Aires. I like using the region Buenos Aires. Then Gregorio de la Ferrere. I'm sorry, I'm not a Spanish speaking person. Please forgive me for my pronunciations. So you can see it's showing me the same thing here. My suburb or city is showing me Gregorio de Ferrere. The region of the states is showing me Buenos Aires, and my postal code is 1757. This is accurate. Now we have done this. This is the third thing we did on the Google Chrome. Now I want to do something very, very tiny here. Look at this phone number here that we copied. We're going to change the last 4 digits. These 4 digits. We're going to change this last 4 digits. You don't want to use exactly the exact phone number we copied, because it's going to have issues later. Don't worry, they're not going to ask you to verify your phone number. No. So I'm going to change this to a random number. Let me use 6725. 6725. Yes, let me use 6725, and then we are ready to go. So now we've had our address, we've had our verified phone number, and we did this on our regular browser, and mine is Chrome. We're now going to go ahead to create a verified PayPal business account that can send and receive funds for us here in Nigeria in 2024. So with this, we're going to go to our favorites, our new browser. We're going to go to our new browser, which is Kiwi. Mine is Kiwi. You can use Safari, you can use any other browser. I'm going to click on open. So it brings me to, you can start this starting. I'll be using Kiwi for some things, but I had to do a refreshing, uninstalling and reinstalling just for the purpose of this video. So I'm just going to click on continue. Now, another thing I forgot to mention, doing the requirements is make sure you have a new email address. If you have been following my small business and I segments on Friday, I actually say create a new email address at least for some of these new sites. So for this particular one, you need a new email address. The reason is you probably created a PayPal account before with your regular email address, and if you use that now, it's going to be dead on arrival. So make sure you're using a new email address. So I'm going to search for paypal.com slash AR. PayPal.com slash AR. I'm going to click on go. And this is when I'm going to change my phone from a mobile view to a desktop view. So just wait for it to load. So this has loaded. I'm going to click on these three buttons here. These three buttons here on my phone screen. And I'm going to change this to a desktop view. I'm going to change this to a desktop view and to reload the page again. You need to do this on a desktop view so that you have access to all the information. Now you can see this is in Spanish. This page is in Spanish. So I'll click on that three button again and I'll allow this to translate automatically from Spanish to English. It's happy to translate the page. So anytime you click on a page here or you redirect it to another page in Spanish, always translate it to English. So it brought out two options here. It says buy and send payments online or sell and receive payments online. So I'm just going to click on this particular option, the second option here, and I'll click on register for free. Register for free. So you wait for it to load. As usual, it's going to bring a Spanish page. Remember to always translate it to English. See the translation icon here, translation tab here, and it automatically translates for you to English. So I'm going to click on to translate from Spanish to English. So it says open a business account. So just follow my instruction on how to open a business account. The first thing you're going to do is to input your name. I'm going to be using my name. Under the second name, that's your middle name. Please skip that. It's not compulsory. And I'll input my surname. Then the email address. Make sure you're using your new email address that you just created. I don't think I remember that. Let me go back to my email address and copy it. I actually created a new email address for this particular I created a new email address for this particular tutorial. So I'm just going to copy that. So I've gotten that. I'm going to input that here. So I'm going to input that here. Sorry, it's refreshed the page again. So Sussy. Make sure every detail you are inputting here correlates with what is on your identification card. Your email address, your first name, your last name. Make sure it tallies with what's on your account. Then you create a password. Make sure the password you are creating has how do I put it? Has an uppercase, a lowercase. It's between 8 to 80 characters, and it has a special character. So I'm going to do that, and I'll get back to the video. So I've inserted my password. Then where it says additionally, you can read agree to terms and conditions. Just click on check the box just like this, and then you click on accept and create account. Accept and create account, and you wait for it to load. And there is something I'm going to do here. My device allows me to open multi-window. That is, I can use two apps automatically on my device. So I'm going to do that here because I don't want this particular page to refresh when I'm trying to verify, do a verification. So I'm just going to click on the multi-window somewhere here. So I'm working with two apps at the same time. So the one that will be up will be my Kiwi browser, and the one that is down is going to be any other app, which is most likely my Gmail. since they're going to be sending emails back and forth on this platform. So this Kiwi browser is going to be a default. It's going to be constant. It won't change. That is the one at the top always. It's always constant. It doesn't change. Why the one at the base, the down, is going to change? So because I noticed that anytime I go back to my app, to my Gmail, to copy my password, or to copy the code sent to me, the page usually refreshes itself. That's the reason why I'm doing this. So as usual, I'm going to translate this browser from yes to English. I'm going to translate it from Spanish to English and wait for it to load. So it's telling you to confirm your email with a code. You'll send the code to your email. So I'm going to click on send code via email. And you see that my email is showing here. And once I get the email, it's going to up here. So let me refresh my email. See, the email is out. I'm just going to click on that to get the code. So the code is 034116. 034116. And then I will click on send. Say ready, hang on a minute, and voila, it's completed the first phase of this account creation. So we go to the next stage. Let me translate this. Always remember, okay, it's automatically translated. It says activate your account to PayPal using activate your account to start using PayPal. So it's telling you are going to confirm your mail. You click on let's go. Please click on let's go. And you see the reason why I have to change my default browser to Kiwi. Because they're going to send me they're going to send me an email address after this stage, and I need to confirm that. So yeah, it brought me to before we start, which describes you. So I'm going to be selecting the this individual or sole proprietorship. Individual, please don't choose business, choose individual or sole proprietorship. And it's going to ask for your business type. Please pick sole proprietorship. Not pick individual, pick sole proprietorship. Then you click on next. You click on next. Then wait for it to load. Now, yes, I know you have a registered business in Nigeria like myself, but you don't want to go through that. So it asks you, fill us in on the basic. Your first name, your date of birth, nationality is Argentina. So I'm going to input my own date of birth here. Make sure your date, the month, and the year is what is reflecting on your identification card. Either you're using your passport or using your NIN. Make sure it is what is correlating with what's on your identification card. So I've inputted my date of birth. Now it's going to ask me to input my phone number. Don't use your normal phone number. That phone number that we copied before and pasted in our Google Docs. I'm just going to get that now. You see, it's easier for me to use two apps at the same time. It's easier to use two apps at the same time on this multi-window option. So I'm going to select this particular phone number. I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to paste that phone number here. Remember we tweaked that phone number earlier on. So I'm going to paste that phone number here. It's asking me, what's your residential address? What's your residential address? I'm going to copy the residential address that is here. I'm going to start from the street. Sorry, let me undo that. You start from the street. Make sure you're copying exactly what is here. Don't use your Nigerian residential address, so it's going to be dead on arrival. So I'm going to paste the address here under where there is address line. Then it's asking you for your town and your province. For the town, it's also called city or suburb here. So I'm going to click on this next one. Make sure you're very, very accurate with this. Just copy and paste. Copy and paste. I'm going to paste that here. Then it's going to ask you for province. The province here is showing Buenos Aires. So I'm going to look for Buenos Aires. It's showing me these two options. Buenos Aires, the first one, so I don't have to pronounce that. And it's showing me Buenos Aires Provincia. That's what I'm going to pick. And then you see, you click on next. Then you allow your page loads. I'm going back to my Gmail, so there's so many information that you can grab it on time. So just allow this to load, and it's going to load. So they're sending in some messages. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. That they'll be sending you some messages in your inbox. Don't worry, we'll come back to that. So it's asking me, tell us about your business. What's your business called? Blah blah blah. It says business name. Please don't input anything on that business name. Don't input anything on that business name. Just click on this checkbox here. Check this box that says just use your full legal name for now. That is those information you filled previously on the first segment. Just select that. Then where it's showing what's your business registration number, please ignore this. Don't select anything. Yes, I know you have a registered business in Nigeria, but please don't select anything. Then what's your primary currency for your country, for your business rather? Leave it at US dollars. Leave it at US dollars. It's not showing US dollars. Click on this drop down button. Click on this drop down button and select from the drop down option. You see Australia, just search for US dollars and pick, but always it's always showing US dollars by default. So leave it on US dollars. Then it's asking you what do you sell or what service do you do. We're going to search for digital products. Yes, I think you're a baker, a caterer, a small trust vendor, but just use digital products. Digital, sorry, digital. It shows digital media, books, movies, blah blah blah. I'm going to go with that. Then, so do you have a business website? If you have a business website like me, just click no. Yes, click no, because you don't want anything that will tell them that, oh, you are a Nigerian that's trying to bypass their security firewall. So you say no. Then said, what's the business address? Just click on this checkbox that says use your residential address. It will bring up automatically that address we inputted at the beginning automatically. Then you click on next. You click on next and wait for it to load. It's going to load. Okay, so it brought up this information. Complete the customer identification process to avoid PayPal account service interruption. So this place of incorporation, we're going to click on drop down button. We're going to click on Argentina. Is asking where your business is situated, where it was created, your business origin. So then you click on submit. You just want to be sure that yes, you are a real Argentina citizen. So just wait for it to load. It's going to load just like this. I say, congrats, you are all set. So we've finished phase 2. We're now going to phase 3. So he said, we've emailed your confirmation link to verify that email address you provide belongs to you. So now let me go back to my email. You see it has two mails. This first one and the second one. If I refresh it, they're going to send me a third mail. Yes, you see, it sent me a third mail. But I'm going with this one that says confirmer, blah, blah, blah. I'll click on that. Now, because my default home browser now is set to Kiwi. So once I click on this, you see it shows this. So my email address allows me to translate to English. So I'm going to just translate from Spanish to English automatically in my email box. So now it says confirm your email. If I've clicked on this prior to now, it will have redirected me to my Chrome browser because it was my default browser. And because we did that little change on our settings, that's why once I click on this confirm your email now, it's going to automatically open my Kiwi browser. Now see here, it has changed this to my Kiwi browser. It's now going to ask me to input my password. And I'm going to sign in automatically. Now see, your email has been confirmed. Yes. If you've not followed the process duly to this point, it's going to tell you account not found. And you start the process again, and you're going to end up with a banned or restricted account. So if you're still watching to this point and you've not yet subscribed as a new viewer or as an old viewer who hasn't subscribed yet, please click on the subscription button so that you don't miss out on any of my tips, any of my videos that I share on Friday on this my Friday segment of my small business and I. So let's dive right into the settings. So I'm going to click on continue to continue. So at this stage, you should be having peace of mind because here, the PayPal account is almost completed. So yeah, you already have your page. You already have your page. Now, if you try to send money, if you try to send money here or receive money here, without completing the necessary step here, just a little more thing, your account is going to be banned. You don't want to be banned. So this is my account already. This is what it's showing me. Written well at this stage. You should have your account like this. They will tell you, they'll congratulate you with your name, blah blah blah, and they'll tell you that you should complete your profile. So to complete it, they said you should email confirm, link a bank, blah blah blah. So you're just going to scroll down to the bottom. Just scroll down. You see where there is this notification. Yes, they're telling you we want to confirm that the information in your PayPal account is accurate. As we have noticed some suspicious activities in your account. To understand this better, we need more information from you. You will need to provide the requested information to gain full access. So this is where you have to provide your means of identification, and that's driver license, NIN, or passport. So I'm just going to click on the see details here. You'll see in my mail beneath you'll see that I have other mails gotten from them, but you're not worrying about that. You just need to put in your documents. So I'm going to click on this see details here. I'm clicking on this see details here, and let me zoom in more, and then it's going to load a page where it's going to request you to upload your documents. Like I said, make sure everything you want to use is on ground. You can't pause this registration and say you want to go and continue later. No, they are going to restrict your account. So if you don't want them to restrict it, you have to do it this way. Now if you try to do the process and you do not get this notification at the end of your registration, go over and start the process afresh. You must see this notification signal, so you have to go over and start the registration afresh. Clear your cache, clear your browser, open a new mail, delete the previous one, and start the process afresh. So you're going to get it. If you follow the step by step tutorial of this video, you're not going to have any glitches, but peradventure there are glitches, just go ahead and start afresh. So my network is a little bit slow, so let's give it time to load. So on this next page, you're saying what this limitation has to do with your account. Just scroll down to the end, and you see where they wrote upload a photo ID. You can go ahead to read what is written there. But since I already know that, I just asked me to upload my means of ID. I'm just going to click on resolve. The resolve tab is here. I'll click on the resolve, and I'll wait for it to load. So once you click on that resolve, it's going to load, and it's going to ask you to, let me do that again. Let me zoom out. If you close that submitting info, okay, I'm trying to zoom out. Okay, it's asking you for document type. I'm coming, please. It said upload the ID, document type, and I'm going to click on the drop down button. I'm going to click on my national identity card. Remember I told you that if you're in Nigeria, don't use that NIN slip they gave you for this, because it doesn't have a back copy. It only contains the front. So get a digital NIN. I already explained how to do that from the beginning, and then I'll click on browse files. I already have my NIN saved on my device in a place that is very, very accessible for me. So I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to access my NIN. So this particular one is the one I'm going to use, and once you've uploaded it, you will see that it has loaded, and I'm going to click on submit icon is there. I'll click on submit so that it's submitted, then wait for it to load. Once it's done, you have practically done the most difficult part of this. So the other thing is like, sorry about that. They said your information has been submitted, so you can now go to account limitations. So you have practically done the most difficult part of this sign up. The other part will be to add your phone number and link your account, like a Nigerian account or another account. Another account I'm going to be sharing in a subsequent video, another dollar account that you can send and receive dollars or pounds while you are in Nigeria. So you can link with that account to this. But for today, you're not doing anything. Don't do anything again. Before you can add your phone number or confirm or add a bank account, you have to wait for 48 hours. You have to wait for 48 hours. If you do anything before that time, you're going to have your account restricted. So you don't want that. Just once I try like this, you've uploaded everything, just they're going to tell you that they're going to review the document is submitted, and they'll get back to you within 2 working days or so. But let me tell you the truth. The truth is that it doesn't wait for 2 working days. So let me refresh my email. So they're going to send me an email right now. See, they send me an email right now. this particular email here, and I'm going to this first one. I'm going to click on it, and once I click on it, I'm going to translate it to English just to tell you that they've confirmed. Now see, they said we are reviewing your information. PayPal is currently reviewing your information you submitted. Once the company review, will contact you with the status of your account within 1 business day. The truth is, it's not up to 1 business day. They'll respond in few minutes. Respond in a few minutes. So you just have to go back to the home page, and you're going to see that after a few minutes, you see that your account has been approved. So like I was saying, I said don't do another thing. Don't link your phone number. Don't link your another bank account. Don't link another bank account to this till after 48 hours. So I'm going to show you how to link your phone number and how to link another bank account. So open this is how to open a verified PayPal account here in Nigeria as a Nigerian, that you can send and receive funds in 2024. So this is my account now. It said we want to confirm the information. It just, let me refresh this page, and I'll do that all over again. So normally it doesn't take time for them to review and accept your application. Meantime, don't turn on your location until you get that verification that they've already approved your application. If you turn on your location rather, they are going to restrict your account. They're going to start again from the beginning. Once they've approved, you can now go ahead to turn on your location, change your browser from the one you use for the account to another browser. You can change the default browser, so and on. You can use your phone normally. So I hope you've gained one or two things from me today. If you are still watching to this extent that you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, turn on that notification bell to be notified of all my business tips, how to earn money on the side while I wait for that cake small chops or baking order in 2024. And that is all for me for today. See you in subsequent videos. Bye bye.